Greetings out there in YouTube land. This is Morris Man, and as always, I thank you guys for coming to my channel. I'm going to entitle this video of importance or something to that effect. And the reason why is this is one of my favorite sayings because somebody told me this about 20 years ago, and it's stuck in my head. You don't know what you don't know, And from time to time, I get requests, and then I have to respond to them because I think it's important to let people know the focus should be here and not here. And what I mean by that is every blue moon I get this. Um, this is a Pacific actually case or story. I did a cover of Donnell Jones, I believe, "Where I Want to Be." I love that song. It sounds like it sounds like a Stevie Wonder song, and they produced it to make it sound like it, because Donnell Jones can sound a little bit like Stevie Wonder, and that's a great compliment because Stevie is a great singer. And the music, because there's this one chord in there around the chorus. I'm like, that's the Stevie Wonder chord, if it's not anything else. And I finally found the sheet music because I'm like, I'm not trying to figure that one out. I want to play it exactly like it's supposed to be played in the right chords. So that's why I never attempted to try to cover it. So I was fortunate enough to find the sheet music in this compilation R&B book that's full of a lot of nice R&B songs that you would have a hard time finding the sheet music or thought that it was never printed. So I did it to the letter, and this guy said, and as you know, my covers, I show you the chords, and let me say this: the focus on the videos that I show you guys, focus on the chords on the screen, not where my fingers are at, because how can I put this? I think some people are trying to learn the improper way as far as let me just watch his hands and do exactly what he's doing. If you know the chords, and I give you the chords, you be able to play it. You should be able to have your back towards somebody and they just tell you chords and you play them. Now it might take a moment to find the voicings for the right for the song, because like the Donnell Jones song, the Stevie Wonder chord actually turned out to be a major seven chord, and I play with the root on the A string as opposed to the root on the E string because they sound different in register. One is higher and brighter, one is darker in tone. So the focus should be on the chords because you should already know how to play the chords. It's just that you don't know in the videos that I do for you guys what chords to play, if that makes sense, and that does make sense. But there's some people that don't realize that the focus on learning the chords and then playing chords in the song. And as always, all my videos have the chords on the screen, so you know what chord I'm playing. So one guy said, when are you going to do a tutorial on this and show us the chords? I just gave you the chords. Now you're working backwards. You need to learn how to play the chords first, then play songs. You know, and not a sales pitch by any means, but it fits. My DVDs 1 through 7, $35, hell of a deal. I mean, you can't find the amount of information that I give you guys for $35 nowhere. And constantly when you go through the traditional way, you're paying $60 a week. That's $240 a month. That's a car note. And I'm not discouraging you finding somebody to teach you, but what I've put together really will help you because I talk about things in that video that most music teachers don't even think that's you know important. Like first, for years no one told me that the majority of the song books, especially back then, they've gotten better now. All of the chords over the staff was in first position, but it's a funk song, so ain't nobody playing open chords in a funk song. Hello. Nobody ever told me that. I just kind of figured out one day the light bulb came on. I'm like, damn, why didn't nobody tell me this? But those are very important things that you need to know coming out the gate, because when you know immediately, you can excel your playing quickly, as opposed to I spent 2 years stumbling and fumbling because nobody really kind of pulled me to the side and told me these things. So the videos that I put together, they're common sense videos, guitar lessons. It makes sense. It made sense to me when I thought about them, and the music teachers never told me. So now I'm passing on the common sense logic for you guys, as opposed to the traditional generic stamp of how people teach you how to play guitar. Because another example of that is that key signature nonsense. And the theory people get mad when I make that statement. That you are worrying about what key you're in. And it's like, don't worry about what key you're in unless you're trying to solo. And then there's a way that you don't even know how to need to know the key where you're soloing, because Prince used to do it. I used to do it. But, the focus should be on learning structure of song and not worrying about chord progressions in this certain key. That's a bunch of waste of your time and your money, because it's real simple. If you know the chords, just play them. Because I did a example, and off the top of my head, I'm gonna try to wing this because I gave a good example in the song. Just My Imagination by the Temptations. There's like three chords, and two of them are just major minor seven chords rocking back and forth. And I named them in the video that I did, which again off the top of my head I don't remember. But I'm just gonna say this as an example, but it's not accurate. Uh, the two chords is, say for instance, A minor 7 and B minor 7, and they be rocking back and forth. And then the bridge I think is G7. Now you tell me, if you know how to play those chords, did you need to know what key of the song to play those chords in that song? Absolutely not. So it's just a common sense thing where in traditional teaching they give you stuff that you would never use too much and then drag their feet on the stuff that you came in to learn, which is, I just want to learn how to play the songs off the radio. Can you teach me? You can't do that until about a year because those are kind of difficult, but you can play Mary Had a Little Lamb for 6 months. It's just nonsense. It never made sense to me. Even when I was a teenager learning this stuff, I had to question it. And as I got older, I'm like, you're right. It didn't make any sense back then to spend your money on stuff that they teach you that you would never apply or never would have to apply. So teach me the stuff that I need to know to play right out the gate the songs I want to play. Because as you know, I got like 4,000 videos divided between my two channels. And 100% of those videos I never had to rely on theory as far as what key you're in. Now I can play it. No, I just learned the chords. And I teach you in my DVDs how to do that. How to tab songs and how to quickly, put them together. Because what's more important than key signature nonsense is learning structure song. Because you can't get around that. Can't get around it. And you become a better player and learn quicker when you know structure of song. As far as, okay, this is the intro chord, set of chords. This is the chorus. This is the verse. This is the pre-chorus or B section as some people call it. Here's the meat of the song. Here's the hook, the chorus, And when you know that, you can quickly maneuver through these songs like I do. Because, I sat down last night and listened to a song by Willie T. I think it's called Walking on the One-Way Street. It took me less than 2 minutes to figure out that song and the structure. And it's like, it's not that hard once you realize or know what you need to do and how to approach it. And in my DVDs 1 through 7, I teach you that, And then also, I teach you things that are tied in, but not necessarily music lessons. And here's one. When I first started watching YouTube, I'm like, man, all these great covers. And I noticed there were two different types of covers. It was a cam where somebody just took a camcorder, had an amp, had the music, and played it. And it don't sound that good because you got all that white noise going on. Then it was the other video format that I liked and wanted to, follow, where it sounds like you're playing in the record. So I contacted some people on YouTube, and some people were kind enough to kind of give me a little direction as far as how do you go about doing that, because I want to buy the right equipment to do exactly what they were doing. So in my video, I think it's DVD number 5, I show you how to set up at some point in time, if you want to post covers, how to do that, and the equipment that I use and how I do it, because absolutely no two people on YouTube have the exact same setup, because everybody uses different cameras, do different mics, different presets. So in DVD, I think it's number 5, I walk you through the equipment that I have and what I use. And it's not really expensive, because the camera that I'm using now, when I first bought it to start doing my covers, I paid like $260 for this camera, and it's worth it. Now you get the same camera on YouTube, on eBay for about $60. And it's important to get a camcorder that has an external end, because if you don't have an external end, you cannot do these covers, the way that I do it and other people, as far as you sound like you're in the record. So just things like that a lot of people think that might not be important, that is. I include that in the DVDs over 7 hours. So if you're interested in purchasing these DVDs 1 through 7, almost 7 hours, $35. I'll leave my PayPal information down there. Once I receive your PayPal information, PayPal payment, I'll send out the DVDs the very next day. Then you also get this chart, which is kind of the holy grail of chords to me. and it clearly shows you how to learn chords and know knowing where your fingers are at, as opposed to I'm playing the chord up here, I don't know the name of it, I don't even know what it is. I can eliminate that for you, where you can know where you're at. This is C major 7 chord, this is a D7 chord, all up and down the neck. So until next time, take care. Thanks for watching.